I am Dirkie, and this is my sign name. I am from Vredendal. It's a farming community, and that's where I grew up. I have two other brothers. The eldest is deaf, there's me in the middle, and then the youngest one. My parents aren't deaf, they are hearing. I don't know how I became deaf. I think it's congenital. The two of us, we don't know. The youngest almost became deaf, but with grommets didn't. So I don't know. I would like hearing people to know that deaf people are different. For example, we can't hear, we rely on what we see, and there are many places like shops or the airport where there are announcements. And we can't hear that, and it's important information that we could miss and something we struggle with. Or if there's a contract I want to apply for, it seems the only recourse is voice calls, but I'm deaf. Allow for SMSs or WhatsApps or the announcements at the airport, that's vital. Have some kind of information system that's visual, or if you want to order a burger, you see a screen and you hear a voice that speaks. But I can't hear that, so if there were numbers on, I could go inside and say I want that number or that number. It would make it easier for me, but it's not like that. It's made for hearing people. It's not for deaf people. So I want hearing people to know that having these things accessible is important. I think deaf culture is our way of doing things. It's the way we do it. So, for example, we communicate in sign language. We get attention in different ways, and hearing people do it differently. So hearing people might look at that and think, that's different, but it's the way we do it. And hearing people don't always understand that. Sign language is really, really cool. I thought sign language is just a way that we communicate, but no, it's not. If you look at Afrikaans and English and other languages, they have complex systems, morphemes and nouns and verbs, and sign language has that as well. Morphemes, classifiers, parameters, and that's really, really cool. So it's in status, it's equal to other languages. I really, really like the sign for chameleon. Well, this is the sign that it used to be, but this is the sign I prefer now. It's because of the way that the chameleon walks. Really cool sign. Yes, I have. There's a form that you have to fill in for tax annually, and I wanted to try the e-filing system. I thought it was easier, but I forgot my password. So I asked for the password to be reset, but you had to call them. And this got delayed so much that I had a fine, and I was really, really concerned about that. So I went to the office and I asked, change the email address and please send it via email. But they never did. They kept on voice calling me. And I asked them, you can't call me, I'm deaf. And the fine just went higher and higher, and I had to ask someone to call on my behalf. I couldn't do it on my own. I had to depend on someone else, and that was really unpleasant. What I'd like them to do is, when I originally joined on the forum, I could indicate my special communication needs. So I indicated email and WhatsApp text. Don't disregard that. If I indicated email, then email me. Don't disregard that and resort to just voice calling me. The client may have a very specific reason for indicating the communication choices. Respect that. Don't just ignore that and resort to calling. Voice calling is not the only solution. Technology now is so much more advanced. In the past, I was in the hostel in the 1990s, and the hostel had a payphone, and I had to ask the hard of hearing kids to help me call my parents on when I'm going home or news, and I had to depend on them for the communication with my parents. But now I can do it on my own. I can send messages. I remember in the 1990s when cell phones became mainstream, deaf people went crazy about the SMSs. We could do it on our own. We could communicate independently just like hearing people could for so long. So technology was amazing, especially over distances. My deaf brother, for example, I can sign with him through video calls.